When it comes to using Microsoft Excel, we can carry out different sorting operations, and so Excel has allow us to do that when we are working with data. We are going to be working little by little. Where thereafter we start working on projects sorting a large volume of data. So let's quickly understand how this sorting works, and so we can apply it to our project whenever we are working on large data. Okay, so what sorting does is that it's kind of from the name sorting, we have maybe sorting values or ranges of data in ascending order. Kind of rearranging them, I mean, kind of maybe ascending order or descending order from small to largest. You can as well as sort from largest to smallest. If you're working with letters or alphabets or maybe strings, you can sort it from alphabetically A to Z or from Z to A. All right. So what I'll basically be doing is that we are going to be working with numbers first and foremost, numbers. So I'll be copying number and then I'll paste it on a cell here. Right. So we have this total scores here. And then what we'll be doing is for us to sort. Remember that we have different values here. We have 318, we have 534, we even have 200 down here. So let's work with this data. Now, for us to access the sort option, at the home tab here, open the sort and filter. At the right here, you'll see this sort and filter. It organizes your data so it's easier to analyze. Right, take for example that we have a data set containing students with their grade, right, maybe their score for a particular subject, and then you want to arrange the highest scorer or the highest scores for the students. You can use this sort and filter to get the student's name, get the email, or let's even say you get the age or every information or the record about the students using this sort and filter. So looking at the statistics, the first thing you have to do is for you to select the data which you want to sort. So you can sort, click on the A here, the whole column, to sort the data. Right, you can, as well as if your values are small, you can even drag it to the end of this, and then you begin to sort your data. You apply the sort function there. So once you've done this, just go to the sort and filter, and then we can sort maybe small to largest. Right, so once you click on small to largest, you notice what happens. We have 195, 195, 205, 205 till 534. All right, so we've seen that we've been successfully sorted this number. Now we may also have a situation where we have two different columns. Remember that the previous one we saw was just working on a single column. Now we may be having different columns and we asked to sort, all right, the values here. So this is what happens. If you select only this column and then you sort here, let's say from A to Z, these are the grades of students, and then these are the different comments. So B is distinction, A means excellent, right? C means very good, then D means good. Now if you click on sort A to Z, and there's a warning sign here that says Microsoft Excel found data next to your selection. All right, so if you proceed, like continue with the current selection, and then you click on sort, what will happen is that it's going to affect your data. Right, we are going to be having issues with this. And if you want to test that out, let's see what happens. Now, just click on sorted, or let's click on sort here. You notice what happens. This particular column has been sorted from A to Z, where we have A here and we have D. But the corresponding comment here doesn't match. For example, the very good is now associated to A, all right, which is not proper, and that's not what we're actually looking at. We're looking at something where when we sort, it doesn't break the relationship between the ranges of values you are sorting. Right, now I'll do Control Z so we get back to our initial data. Right, so in that case, is either you select what you want to, the range of value, and then go to, let's say, A to Z, and then we have to expand the selection. So click on expand selection, and usually by default, then you click on sort. So once it's sorted, it also affects and alters the relationship between the grade and then the comment. And the other way of sorting, when it involves multiple columns, is by selecting the columns involved. That's the column you want to sort. For example, these two columns, we just select the both of them, then go to filter, let's say sort from A to Z. All right, and you notice we did not get that question come up again because we've selected the associated ranges of columns. Now you can as well as sort. We also have from sort to Z is going to sort it from down to up, like from D to A. We also have other options here for custom sorts, and what are you sorting? Sort by column A or sort by column B, right? So we can select maybe column A and then order from Z to this. All right, we can also sort from column B, order from Z to this or whatsoever. So we have this large data set containing names and then emails, the gender, the career aspirations of these students, then their grade for the mathematics score here, and then the different comments, right? You may be asked to sort these values for example in alphabetical order. So looking at this, we have these data sets, and let's take for example each of these users here have unique ID. For example, we have this data set and they are the customers. I'm not going to be using customers because this is a data set of students. All right, it could be university students, right? Because we have their different career aspiration. It could be secondary school because we have students that want to be software engineers, business owners, accountants. All right, and then these are their first name and last name, and you may be asked to sort these students based on their ranking from A to Z, their first name. Okay, and then so what you basically do is that let's select the column which we want to sort and then go to sort and filter. You want to sort it from A to Z, and then please, this is very important because if you sort only this column, you will only have this sorting effect applied to that column, right? So we have to ensure that the expand selection is selected. All right, but you may also select the whole ranges of values, but it usually takes time. Just select the column you want to sort and then make sure you expand the selection, and then we click OK. So this is what happens. We now have from Abigail here arranged in alphabetical order. So you can keep scrolling. We have B, we have C, we have D, and you can check that the ID here has been rearranged. So the relationship between the ID and the first name, or relationship between the ID and that student, is kept. There is no break in any relationship. So we have this Abigail has an ID of 102. We have that of ID of 144. So you see that the ID is not arranged in numeric order, like from maybe lowest to highest. So this is the basic principles of using the sort function or sort functionalities in Microsoft Excel. All right, you may be asked also to sort according to grade. All right, so what we do, we can clear our filter here. Let's just do Control Z, and then let's say we want to sort based on grade, or the highest score to say. So go to math score, go to filter, and then you can see we do not have Z to A or A to Z. We now have from smallest to largest, but we want to sort from largest to smallest. Now expand your selection and click on sort. So right here, we can see the number of students that got 100%, like 100 in the score. Okay, and then there are different grades here with the different comments, and we can see we have about 23 students that got 100% in their math score. All right, so this is basically it. So I hope you understand the sort functions in Microsoft Excel. So if you have some questions, please do ask them and we will get back to you. So thank you so much, and I'm really glad that you took part in these lectures, and I expect to see you in our subsequent classes.